All right, everybody. You know what time it is. It's the Sports Wagon Podcast with your man Uncle Dub. Hit me up on Blue Sky. It's Uncle Dub, one word. Also Instagram. It's Uncle Dub. ITSUNC_DUB. Also Sports Wagon Podcast on Instagram. So I told y'all that we're gonna start season 7 off with a bang here, and we're just gonna go right into it because again, there's so much to talk about. So many great things happening. Of course, I wanted to talk a little bit about the CFP and college football, kind of as we end the season, but the CFP is the big thing right now. And got a guest. So my guest tonight. So I know her from her Lit Life podcast and really enjoyed the podcast. Honest, unfiltered discussion. Now we get from my guest Autumn the Aries, the as a college football fan set of videos talking about the state of the game action. You can find it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Autumn, welcome to the podcast. Appreciate you coming through.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I feel like it's been so long since I've been a guest on a podcast. So this is cool. Thank you.
It's cool because sometimes like I was saying at the beginning, even you don't I don't get asked very often, and then to ask is kind of hard. But I'm really glad you were able to come through because I really must tell you I really enjoyed your videos.
Oh, thank
No,
you.
seriously, like I said, you're honest and unfiltered. So with your other podcasts and with these, you're giving us, at least me, from my perspective, you're giving us like a lot of good stuff. You're really giving it straightforward, and I really enjoy that. So before we kind of go down the CFP and the college football pathway, I mentioned the Lit Light podcast. That's kind of where you started. So can you kind of talk a little bit about the podcast? I mean, I know you're saying earlier that, you're kind of not really sure
Yeah,
where it's going.
okay. All right. So again, thanks for having me. My name is Autumn the Aries, and I am the host of the Lit Life podcast, where I encourage you to live your life autonomously. So the Lit Life podcast, I started, gosh, I want to say maybe 2017, something like that. It's been a long time now, 2018, something like that. And it really it really is exactly what I just said. It's where I encourage you to live your life autonomously. And through that, or in doing that, I talked a lot about myself. I talked a lot about um some of the things that I've been through, my move from Ohio to Atlanta, and just a lot of things that, my running. I used to do challenges called Running for Your Life. I actually taught myself how to run. I was running 5Ks. I was doing all that good stuff. Then the pandemic hit, and we started talking a little bit more about just like everything that was going on. You know what I mean? So I think that's when it kind of hit its peak. And then once we kind of got through all of that, I won't say that I lost interest. I just think that I felt like I talked so much about myself, and even though I enjoyed it and my fans enjoyed it, I wanted to move into a direction where I wanted something. How can I say it? I wanted to ignite a fire in a sense, and I had kind of been thinking about it, and I stopped recording for the Lit Life podcast. And like I told you before the show, like I probably should sunset it, but I just can't. It's just my baby and I just can't do it. so so then comes As a Fan of College Football, which I couldn't figure out what the name of that first, but you want me to tell you how I started it?
Please go ahead. Yeah,
And
because
I'm
that was that
cracking
was
up
that,
because
that's like my first question. So like, how do you make the pivot from a podcast where you talk about lifestyle, living life autonomously to okay now as a fan of college football dot dot dot. So how did you
okay.
make that pivot?
So, just a little bit of history about me. I am a huge football fan. And when I say football, I mean, NFL, college football, UFL, like I watch it all. Um, and one thing that people don't realize is I actually used to play football. I played for the National Women's Football Association when I was like in my early 20s. And it was literally just because I loved football so much. And it gave me more of an understanding. I was a cheerleader. I was a cheerleader in high school. I was a competition cheerleader. I did all that stuff. I was a captain on the football cheerleading squad because I was the one that knew more about football. I could tell you what to cheer, when to cheer, whatever it was. So when I got the opportunity to play football, I was like, this can't be right. Like, look, this is how old I am. I'm looking at the newspaper. I think I was looking for a job. Now I was in the classifieds and it had, tryouts for this football team. And I'm like, this can't be real. And I called the lady, it was real. Excuse me. So I played like 3 seasons in the National Women's Football Association. And that was just so much fun. But my love for football just did not stop there. So fast forward all these years. Um, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. It's a little depressing, and that's okay. But being from Ohio, being from Toledo, Ohio, like that's a factor. I am a huge Ohio State fan, huge. So I've been, watching Ohio State football. I want to say like really like my last, like my most far away memory was probably, like the Maurice Claret era. And one of the games that I remember the most was the championship between us and Miami. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember I had a party, like all of these things. It was just so crazy. The PI, all of it. It was just crazy. So fast forward to now, we had a great run. I say we, I'm talking about the Ohio State Buckeyes. We had a great run last year. We're winning. We're winning. We lose to Oregon. I'm like, how did we lose? How did this happen? Like, we go like it's like the analytical me is starting because I'm like, come on, we're invincible right now. Like, how did we lose to Oregon? I'm like, was it because we went to Oregon? Like, what happened? So let it go. We're going throughout the rest of the season, and what happened? We lose to that team up north.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, I can't. We can't, we cannot do this. And that is how, as a fan of college football, started. I have been telling a really good friend of mine, probably for about actually since the beginning of that season, last season. I was like, I want to talk. I think I want to get on and talk about college football. Like, I think she was like, girl, you should do it. You like do it. Like you need to do it. And I'm like, I don't know why. I was just dragging my feet. And that loss to that team up north did it. And so I started it and I couldn't figure out a name for it. I was calling it like Meet Me in the End Zone. Like I had a bunch of different names for it, but that is literally what started it. I'm like, I had to get on somebody's hot mic and ask everybody, like the 2 or 3 people that watched that particular video,
Mm-hmm.
what happened? What happened? What do we need to do? I needed to get all of my frustrations out about Ryan Day at that time. Like I see him in a totally different light now, but I had to get all of that out. And it just kind of was what it was. And after a couple of like recordings, I started calling it as a fan of college football because I want it to be inviting. I don't want it to be too serious. I mean, I'm like dead ass about everything, but I don't want it to be like super, super serious. Like I don't do like, I'll read stats here and there, but I don't do a whole lot of analyzing plays and things of that nature. I just don't like, I'm speaking to you as a fan, as things are happening. Maybe I'm loud and wrong. Maybe I'm not. It don't matter to me because I'm telling you how I feel emotionally
Right, right.
emotionally as a fan of college football. So that's how it started.
So this sounds more like it was therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Very
was
therapeutic.
like there was the rivalry loss, and you're just like, okay, I've had it. I got to talk to somebody. I got to let y'all know how I feel. That's crazy.
Yes. It was and you know what's really crazy about it is that football does this to people. Like it can like especially college football. Like if you are a college football fan, you understand. Like
Mm,
if you have a diehard, like we have as football fans, we have NFL teams, and we know, at least you should know at this point in time, that the NFL is purely about entertainment, right? It's
mm-hmm.
like, yes, we have these guys and they have all the skill and they have all of this, that, but it's like the bigger glitz and glam. It's everybody is a lot more, of course, experienced. The plays are a lot cleaner. Um, the fans, even though we see people getting arrested and stuff all the time at these stadiums, the fans are a lot more tamed, it seems like. You know what I mean? It's just, it's the NFL. But when you get to the point of loving a college football team, it's just
Mm,
insane. I
mm.
graduated from the University of Toledo. And I went to Toledo, University of Toledo. I don't know if you remember Mel Long and gosh, why can I never remember the running back's name? He played for the Ravens. I can never remember his name. But anywho, I went to every game that I could. Our rivals was or still is Bowling Green State University.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be on ESPN one day. I had a sign, got out there for the rivalry game, came home with frostbite that I still deal with 20
Mm-hmm.
something years later. This
Oh.
is how much of a college football fan I am. Like that, like going to those games is what really, really did it. So, didn't get to really go to any Ohio State games back then, but it's a new day. I be at the games now.
Oh, you outside now, I'm
I'm
sure.
outside
I'm
now.
sure. I'm sure. So you played this in this women's league. What position did you play or positions?
I play offensive guard and defensive tackle.
Okay. All right. So you were in the trenches.
I
Okay.
was in the trench. I ain't had no speed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really had no speed. I was a little slow out there. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. But I got a couple of tackles. Like I got, if they coming through, you're not getting through us. Like if you coming out, no, I ain't gonna lie to you. My team was trash.
Hmm.
We barely won anything. But if you ever want to know like the real history of women's football, look up the Toledo Troopers.
The
The
Toledo
story will
Trooper.
blow your mind. And a few of those players, because that was like back in the 70s, and a
Hmm.
few of those players were actually our coaches
Oh wow.
for the Toledo Spitfire. Yep. Yeah.
Nice. That's
Like, so
cool.
listening to the stories, like learning about like Linda Jefferson, that's the one you need to really look up. Linda Jefferson. She was on like
Hmm.
Donahue and good what's it, Good Morning America back then? I
Hmm.
think it was. She was on there. So anybody that's listening, look that up. If you have any, like, this is not a lingerie league. It was none of that. No shade, but it was none of that. Like it was full contact football, and the adversity that a lot of these women faced in playing football. And I too faced the adversity. It was crazy. Like I would tell guys that I play football and they would literally, they just couldn't believe it. They're like, then they want to give me a test and ask me about this and the other. But then when I showed them that I knew things, it was like they were intimidated or something.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you were to get down a 3-point stance, they're like, okay, you know what? We're done. We good. We good.
I
You know.
mean, and not even that. It's just like because I'm another thing, that I'm very feminine. I'm a feminine girl. So they couldn't believe that I was like playing with all of the non-feminine
Hmm.
women. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Hmm.
like none of this has nothing. It's athleticism. Like there was a handful of us that were very feminine. We would go to away games and we would dress up. We put our heels on and our hair. You know what I'm saying? We did
Right.
all that. We
Right.
like nails done all types of stuff, and people just couldn't. They couldn't just like fathom it for some reason. So but I had a good time. I had a great time, as a matter of fact. It was some of the best years of my life. I had so much fun.
That's cool. That's super dope. So So one of the things you covered some of the things I was going to ask you, but I
Okay.
wanted to dial back to something. So you talked about being from Toledo,
Mhm.
and you sort of said that you kind of said being from Toledo, it's almost as like you're saying being from Toledo, you have to be an Ohio State fan, like kind of help massage that a little
Okay.
bit.
All right. So history has it that there was a war, and the war was called the Toledo War. And it was for a strip of land between the state of Ohio and the state of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I can never get all of the stuff straight. I'm gonna go ahead and actually do a video on it in the off season. But there was like a huge battle for this land that ended up being Toledo. And they say that had Michigan gotten that land, they would have um, built the University of Michigan there instead of Ann Arbor. So
Whoa.
like it literally goes back to like 18 something. Like it's real serious. Like the president at the time had to get involved to say, you know what, give Ohio this land. We're gonna give Michigan the Upper Peninsula, which is
Mm.
nothing. It's nothing
Mm.
up there. They can have that. You know what I'm saying? So like literally, so Toledo, Ohio is on the border. So any I lived 15 minutes from the border, the Ohio and Michigan border. We had lots of people in Toledo that were Michigan fans, mainly because they either went to Michigan, they either went to the University of Michigan, or they were from like the Detroit area, because they used to call Toledo like Detroit Junior. I don't know what that was about, but a lot of people from Detroit would come to Toledo to live and all of that. So like being in Toledo, it was just a different vibe. Like it was like we're right there. We're right there. And there's always a Michigan fan around that's like, well, I'm like, why are you here? Like, what is your point? What is your purpose? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that. I can remember like the whole city just shutting down for this game. They would shut down, like there's like everybody has gone. It's a ghost town. It's like a ghost town when it goes down. The you're watching the news. There's people, random people, like they're in the newsroom. There's random people walking in back of the news anchors during news stories with Ohio State flags, with Michigan things. Like
Mhm.
it was just a crazy place to be for the game.
Wow.
It's serious.
Yeah, because it's yeah, because it the rivalry makes more sense now from in that light because we're talking not just okay, there are two schools that are relative in proximity to each other, they're in the same conference. This is like we're talking US history to some
Yes.
regard where we say we're battling over a strip of land. If the president's got to get involved, and there's a lot of feelings about that, if you had to put the hatred on the scale of 1 to 10, it's probably going to be like off the charts.
Literally. It's so bad. And as I get older, it gets worse. It gets worse every year. I'm talking like anxiety through the roof. Like me and my homegirl, because she's a big Ohio State fan too. She's the one I travel to like all of my games with and all that stuff. And we'll get off the plane. Like, she's in Philly. I'm in Atlanta. We'll meet wherever we're meeting at, and we'll get off the plane. And she came here actually this year to watch the game. I went and got her. And the first thing we did, looked at each other like, we don't even say real words. We're like, no, 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 it's not. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. No. She's like, Autumn. I'm like, no, it's not no Autumn. It's nothing. No, it's this is it. This is the year. Like we take our pride back this year. Like we're not no, Dad, no, it's not happening. I mean, we say it's so serious. And I try to tell people there's no rivalry like the game. That's why they call it the game. There's no amount of hate there's no amount of your pride just being beat down when you lose to a raggedy team such as them by a kick or something. You know what I mean? It's like you don't understand it. You don't get it. Because and I know that they feel the exact same way. You know what I mean? Like we are not supposed to lose this game. Penrose, I don't know if you know Penrose, but Penrose,
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
if we don't talk all year, we talk on that day. He calls me every single time that we play because he's a they fan, one of their fans, and we exchange our words. And he be like, "Sis, I love you any other day but today." And I'm like, "Bet." It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down. So it is, it's so serious, but it's so much fun. It is so much fun.
But that goes back to what we talked about earlier. Like, just college football is like that. Like I said, if you have a team, there's a rival, and houses are divided, families are divided, friends are divided. When I went to UVA, so I had friends that went to Virginia Tech. I mean, we cool, but
Right.
we cool every day, but that day.
Every day
That
but that day.
that day in November, we are not friends. Okay. Yes, I get it. But it's something about that passion that
Mm-hmm.
I love. And even, when I do my picks during that week, I get so excited that week because I get to look at these games and go, okay, who's playing? We know that we're gonna have the standard rivalries, and we're gonna, some this year, some of the rivalries weren't that good, but I'm thinking I get to talk about Georgia Tech. They're actually gonna
Yes.
have a great game. I'm talking about
Yes.
this game because the name of that game is clean old fashioned hate. Come on now, come on.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like, and so the whole like just thought of college football. So like I didn't want my commentary to only be about Ohio State. It
Mm-hmm.
easily could be. Like I
Mm-hmm.
easily could dive all the way into every single thing Ohio State. But what I decided to do instead, because I sit at home on Saturdays, I watch college football all day long. Like I know I have friends right now that are like, oh my God, is the season over yet? Because I sit at home all day. It's not a game. Like it's so serious. But it's because I love it. The passion behind it. These guys are they're trying to eat. These young the hits are just insane. The run backs, the schemes, like having somebody like Matt Patricia come to Ohio State and giving us like NFL defensive schemes that again, I don't get it. I watch Urban Meyer break down this one play 4 times and I still can't see what the heck he talking about. I'm just like, well, it worked. Whatever it was, whatever it was, it worked. But it's just it's so exciting. It's so exciting. So I decided I want to talk about college football overall. And so that's what I'm doing. So
And that
every week I put out like a watch list of like maybe 10 games that I feel like everybody should watch. Towards the end of the season, I started giving like predictions, but typically I don't really give predictions unless, I'm always say Ohio State gonna win no matter what.
right.
So, and I have a hate watch for the team up north. So as I put them on there, hopefully we have a successful hate watch. It's just a part of my personality. It's just I just want to do this and have fun with it.
Right. And plus, because again, that fandom is so much a part of you as well. So that's the other
Mm-hmm.
piece. I mean, not just being an Ohio State fan, but being a fan of the sport. And you're in the name of your series is great because it's inviting. You're kind of going, someone going, oh, I'm a fan of college football as well. So you kind of
Exactly.
want to lean in and you
Exactly.
want to hear what you're saying. That's cool.
And the drama.
Oh, listen, not just on the field, but off the field.
The drama is in abundance. Like
Mm.
if you have any amount of mess in you, you would enjoy. If you like reality TV or you know what I mean, the mess is messy. It's so much. You're just like, really, Lane Kiffin? Like, what's your issue? Like, what is wrong with you? It's just there's always something going on. There's always something going on.
Well, I think I read something with all this Lane Kiffin stuff. Somebody said, well, you know how it goes. Was it if you're gonna find a super messy bitch, it's gonna be a man.
Every single time. I'm no shade. No shade every time.
But Kiffin's a sociopath. I mean, bottom line, the man's a sociopath.
Literally. I'm so glad I'm not the only person that feels that way.
He's a complete sociopath because there is no way that I want two, where we got two, maybe three fan bases that hate him now. There's no way. There's no way.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, right here, right now, if within the next couple of years that Alabama job come up, it's gonna be another fan base that hate him because that's really where he want to be.
Well, he has to live through, I forget the date, September, whatever, when he takes Ole Miss. I'm sorry, when he takes LSU back to Ole Miss, he got to live through that because I promise you, they're going to have metal detectors because they're going to take some shots at that man. I promise you. I hate to say it. They're going to take shots at him
because why would you do that? Why? Okay. One thing that I really started to piss me off this year, excuse me, about college football is why can't we wait until the end?
Right.
There's literally no reason for them to have fired James Franklin when they did. They weren't going, nothing was gonna, what was gonna happen? You know what I mean? If they felt like they were already having a losing season, why would they disrupt the program? I'm not even talking about James Franklin. He's gonna be fine. He's a freaking millionaire. Go coach anywhere. He's fine. But the program itself, that upsets me to the core. It really, really, really does. Even and so then you look at Lane and it's like he was just being extremely messy about it. He's doing all this Twitter, he's doing all these tweets, he's talking about his hot yoga, he's doing all this just very messy things, knowing now the media is eating it up. The media is eating it up. Oh, Lane Kiffin's gonna know if he's gonna go or stay. We knew he was going. Like, why are y'all? We can't let this. And the whole time, these young men at the University of Mississippi are getting ready to play football every week, trying to get to a national championship with all of these things going on. All of these things. And have performed so well, Trinidad Chambliss. Have you know what I mean? Like they have balled out. Yeah. But now you get to the point where they're in the playoffs and they have to worry whether or not he's going to take all the people before everything is done. Which now I heard that they are going to stay. I think it's one coach that's going to leave, like one assistant coach that's going to leave, and the rest are going to stay. But it's unnecessary.
Right.
Even all of the other coaches that were fired in the middle of the season don't do that anymore. There's no real, what was it? The UCLA coach. It was there were several.
Oklahoma State, UCLA, Penn State. There's three off the top of my head. I can
right.
think of.
And it disrupts the program so much. And if they are like, say for instance, they're ranked like in the top, I don't know, like 15, like you're right, when you're ranked in the top 15 and it's kind of towards the end of the season, you still have a chance to make the playoffs. Right. You know what I'm saying? So any of these things that are going on, like there's such huge distractions that I feel like it's not fair to the program itself. So look, the NFL just, last games just ended, and what did they do? They started firing coaches.
That's every Monday when the season ends. Every year after year that happens. Yeah.
Black Monday, whatever it is, they call it. That's what college football needs. Now, unless there's, a scandal, some things go down. You know what I'm
Right, right,
saying?
right,
You
right,
know,
right.
and they don't have any other choice.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, but mm-mm. It's not good at all for these young men. Then what? The transfer portal opens for them because they don't have a coach now. It's just too much stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, a lot of times with firing these college coaches, a lot of it is about their buyout money. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 100%. James Franklin was a debacle because, again, okay, they lose that. They lost three straight. Then they
Mm-hmm.
fire him, right? I think the last loss
Mm-hmm.
was to Northwestern. So here's the thing. Potentially, they could have turned it around, made it look kind of. I mean, I think the team went 7-6. They end up going 6-6, won their bowl game. They're good under Terry Smith. Fine.
Right.
But my whole thing is they fire him, as to your point, who you going to hire? Everyone's working right now, unless you're going to go find somebody who's not working right now, which is not going to
Exactly.
happen. And then the other piece here is it helped so many coaches to get extensions because the rumor mill starts. Oh, it's going to be
Yep.
Kurt Signetti. It's going to be Mike Elko. All these names start. Oh, we're going to sign this extension.
Yep.
And they kept hitting the bottom of the barrel. I mean,
Yep.
no shots to Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell's a good coach, but it's kind of like if you were interested in Matt Campbell, he probably should have been your first choice, but he was the last choice because everyone that you were really interested in got extended.
And then there were rumors around that I guess there's like agents for coaches. Something
Yeah.
new that I learned this year. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like his agent, when I say his, I'm talking about James Franklin,
Mm-hmm.
is the agent for a lot of college coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically was like, if y'all fire him in the middle of the season, like none of my people are on limits for y'all. And that was supposedly another reason why it took them so long to find somebody because all the good people were, they're not negotiating. They're not going to negotiate with you because it really was bogus. It was super bogus. It was
Mm-hmm.
super bogus that they do that.
I wouldn't be surprised if you tell me that that doesn't surprise me. I mean, I would not find that to be completely outrageous. It's kind of the way that
Me
these
either.
agents kind of do their business. I'm
Yep.
totally not surprised by that. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
Um, so outside of all that, because that was good,
I know we went
that
down the road.
was all cool. We'll take Ohio State for a second. And we'll put them over here for a second.
Okay.
But your thoughts on the season as a whole? Like, what did you enjoy? What did you not like? Like, what are some things that kind of stood out to you this season?
Okay. So one thing that I enjoyed, which honestly I enjoy every season, is that good old action. And I don't know why
Mm.
I like if you're going to watch a conference that's not like one of the big conferences, please watch the MAC. Please watch the MAC. It's always some stuff going
Yep.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Like, and it's good football. It's good football. Like I want people to get out of um I want people to get out of the habit of only watching the top 25. Like there's so much other good football out here. And if you have like whatever cable you have, I'm pretty sure that you have some of these channels where you can get some of these other games.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one. The University of Toledo lost their coach. I don't even know where he went, but I was mad at him
UConn.
anyway.
He went to
UConn.
UConn.
Okay. Now I was mad at him anyway because they lost to Bowling Green, but that's another thing. And then you had Eddie George, who I love, who goes to play for my college rival, who goes to coach for my college rival, who I couldn't do anything but watch. I had to watch. I had to
Mm-hmm.
support Eddie George. Like
Mm-hmm.
so I had to kind of put that little bit aside, you know what I'm saying, until they played us and enjoy it. And then I'm a cat lady, so I loved Pudge. Pudge was everything, the cat at Bowling Green State University.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So he was like a little unofficial mascot, and he blew up everywhere. The cat got NIL deals. It's crazy. So that was exciting for me. Um, And I don't know, just overall, just I guess with doing college football commentary and actually like I watch college football, but like really, really paying attention to what's going on at other schools and just other games. It's just been it's just been great for me. I don't have to leave the house on Saturday. I make sure I have everything that I need and I stay in the house all day and I have on 4 games at a time that I'm switching through unless Ohio State is playing. I have to have them on a big screen. And that is just it's just exciting to watch all the way around.
Mm, totally agree. But I talk about the Mac, and I have to agree 100%. The Mac is so good, and I love. A number of years ago, ESPN started doing that they call it Wednesday night Maction. I'm
Yep.
there. I am totally in there. I
Yep.
love the Mac.
And they have just as much drama as the Big Ten and the ACC and everybody else, SEC. They got drama too. Like, let's not. They
Right.
got all of the things going on, but it's and I feel like in the MAC, you never know who's going to win that conference. From
Yes.
the very beginning, you never know. There's like not a usual suspect to win that conference. So it's always just exciting to watch because you just don't know what's going to happen. And then the end of the season, what happens? You have the Big Ten, you have the AC, you have the SEC, you have all of these people looking at these guys in the MAC
Mm-hmm.
and getting picked up. They go into the transfer portal and they're getting picked up. And it's
Yep.
because they were good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want nobody talking down on the MAC.
There you go. 100%. 100%. Now, Ohio State. So
Okay.
give me the season report, the grade, kind of your thoughts, like
So I have a lot of thoughts about Ohio State that I haven't been able to package just yet. It's like I'm still sitting with it. Um, First things first, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this, and I know that some people are gonna be mad, but there are some Ohio State fans that really get on my nerves.
oh boy. Okay.
I cannot with some of these Ohio State fans, especially the ones on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like any minor inconvenience, you're ready. It's like they do for at Alabama with the board. You're
Mm-hmm.
ready to fire them no matter what.
What?
You can
Right.
winning season, whatever, just even last year, even after winning a national championship, people were not satisfied because we didn't beat that team up north.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so ass backwards to me. I don't under I know that Ohio State is I know we look at because Ryan Day says it all the time. We're expected to win every game.
Mm-hmm.
But so is every other college football team. You don't go into as I don't know who's playing right now, Montana State. You don't go into Montana State and expect to lose a game. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right.
And when it happens, it's heartbreaking. It is, especially the games that we have lost. Like it is. But I need people to understand. Like sometimes I need people to have just a little bit of grace. Um, if I were to give our season a score, like a grade, like on a 100% scale, maybe an 85.
Okay. All right.
Um, because there are some things that need to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, I, let me start here. I think Ryan Day is a great coach. I think Ryan Day is a great coach. I will say it, I will stand 10 toes down on it. Has Ryan Day made some mistakes?
Of course.
Because why would you put that kicker in knowing good and damn well he can't kick? Why did you not put there? We had a backup kicker who actually transferred out. who would more than likely had made that kick. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I think Ryan Day he can kind of be like a player's coach, which is not a bad thing, but it can be a bad thing if you're not saying, you know what, if you don't get it together, it's next man up. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be a part of maybe what Ryan Day does. And I think one thing that can help with that is getting the people that we actually need right now, right? We need an offensive coordinator,
Mm-hmm.
bad,
Mm-hmm.
a good one. We need a good offensive coordinator. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that is also a leader. Now we did them in with that defensive coordinator pickup. Now, mind you, the fans did not like the fact that Matt Patricia was coming to coach at Ohio State. I heard every bad thing that I could ever hear. I didn't even necessarily know who the man was. So me, I'm being optimistic, which I always am. I'm like, we're gonna just let it play out. Let's see what
Mm-hmm.
happens. Let's let it play out. And
Mm-hmm.
he come in and do what I didn't think he was going to be able to do, because no matter what you think, no matter who you feel like we played or we didn't play, no matter whatever would happen, the defense was stellar
Mm-hmm.
for the majority of the games that we played.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great, right? We know we need an offensive line. We know we need to help on that right side of the offensive line, but honestly, the way that they got beat up against Miami, like all of that needs to be under evaluation. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't as bad against Indiana. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't as bad. But we front four on both sides, we kind of got beat up. So there's some things that need to be evaluated. Now, what I am also gonna say is I need everybody to knock it off when it comes to Julian saying, knock it off. Julian is a redshirt freshman. We know this. Julian we what we've learned about Julian is he's a pocket passer. He scrambles a little bit. I think sometimes he has a little bit of a delay. Sometimes he lets the ball go a little bit too slow. He holds on to the ball a little bit too longer than he
like
should.
like like that time, like they said, the timer in your head needs to
Right.
be quicker.
But he's literally a freshman. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be perfect. So everybody's saying, well, we need somebody that's going to run and scramble. We need this, and this. And I'm saying, look at all of the times that he didn't have to, that he didn't have that pressure. Look at
Mm-hmm.
all of the times that he was not rushed.
Mm-hmm.
His pass completion was the best people had seen in years, which
Mm-hmm.
is how he became a Heisman candidate.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, and again, people are gonna say, "Oh, y'all didn't play nobody." Blah blah. Okay, whatever. I
I
don't.
hate when people say that. I hate that. I
But
absolutely hate that.
the thing is, his pass completion rating was so high that this means that he is making complete passes, no matter who is out there on the other side. That means he's accurate.
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say. He's extremely accurate when he has the time to be accurate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So, and I think that one reason why I'm not upset with him is because I know that one thing that the Ohio State University does is develop their players.
Yes.
That's what they do. That's what they do. So I looking into next season, I expect Julian to be much better.
Mm-hmm.
And he was already great.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he has some protection, he's already great. He's still Jeremiah is coming back for that last year. You got Chris Henry Jr. that's gonna be out there. You got Legend Bay. They ain't no telling where he gonna play at.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea because he's categorized as an athlete. So I've seen tape of him playing quarterback, uh, uh, fullback. I've seen him defensive back. I've seen
Mm.
him running. I've seen him on special teams, and he's like Olympic fast, literally.
Wow.
So I'm not really too worried. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not,
Mm.
I don't feel the anger and all that stuff that everybody else feels. I think that coming off of a national championship, losing the majority of our defense and a few people on offense, like I feel like we did good.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
feel like we did good.
I mean, it was you always ask that question about a team that wins the national title, unless you're and football is hard to do. You have
Very.
guys who come back, a relatively young but experienced team that comes back. That doesn't happen very often. So it's usually an experienced team. Guys will leave due to graduation, they'll go pro, what have you. But to reload, and of course the transfer portal plays a big role in that. But to have a quarterback that you develop, like Julian's saying, I mean, like kind of thinking about his numbers, like I have his numbers right here. He led the country in QBR at 182.1. He threw for 3,300 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, tied for second. His completion rate 78%. Does
Ridiculous.
that
And
sound
you
like a
have
freshman to
something to
you?
say. You
Right. Does
have
it?
something to say. And it's the same thing with, with JJ, with Jeremiah Smith last year as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he was so elite. We're gonna develop. And he was even better this year, even though it doesn't feel like he was as active. But
Mm-hmm.
that's also because we had Carnell Tate
Mm-hmm.
extremely active. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like
Right.
we really had a team full of weapons. But whatever we got to do something on them line. If we had that offensive line and that defensive line straight, we would have been unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Think
Right.
we only lost to Indiana by 3.
Yes.
We only lost to Indiana by 3. And the Miami game, we literally was catching up. Now I was there, by the way. I was at the
Mm-hmm.
Indiana game and I was at the other game too. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like the excitement of us coming back in that third quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and then we just kind of fell apart. Like I don't know, but it was, you know what I mean. It's not like the whole BTA that didn't happen. Stop it, knock it off,
Yeah. I saw that. Come on. Now the next
pipe
game.
down.
Yeah, right. So since you were at the game, now again, Miami, got ahead, and then of course you guys came back. Like, what did you see? Like, thinking about kind of all the things you were saying a moment ago about some of the things the team was lacking. What did you see in that game that gave Miami the advantage, or more so, Ohio State wasn't able to keep up with Miami?
Like I said before, they were literally beating our offensive line down,
Mhm.
down, and you can't. I know that there's a saying of, defense wins championships,
Yes.
which is true. You can't always rely on one side of the ball. You just can't. So like listen, it was bad. I was just like, oh my God, Julian's running again. Oh my God, he's running again. It's just they just could not get it together. But then when they did click, you know what I'm saying? When he threw it and Jeremiah went in for that touchdown, it was just like, see how this works. See how we could go ahead and get this to work if y'all do what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And then remember too, we missed the kick.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure like if we would have been tied up 17-17, I still feel like the game would have gone a little bit different than it did. Whether we won or lost, it would have gone a little bit different than what it did. Going into this game, I felt that it was literally it could have been either one of us. I felt the same way about Indiana. Now, of course, I got on social media and talked a bunch of cash, of course. But I do think that it could have gone either way. And kudos to Miami for coming up and they finally got their little lick back, whatever. They did what they need to do.
That's a long time to get your lick back, though. That's a long time.
Come on, man. But I've been saying, you know what I've been saying? I can't even be mad at them because I don't know if it's gonna be 20 years. I don't know if it's gonna be 20 years, but I need that Georgia League back real bad. Real bad. I need it bad. I need it bad. So I get it, but it's only been like a couple of years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, but they Miami went up there and they executed. I mean, they didn't play a flawless game, but they did well. Now, let me tell you one real big thing that I think helped them win this game. And that was the management. And this was a coaching thing. Like their coaches got it right finally at the end of the damn season. They managed Carson Beck.
Yes.
Because I don't care when nobody say that boy is garbage. Don't even play with me. Listen, I was all for Carson Beck at the beginning of the season. If you go back to the beginning of the season and look at like videos and stuff that I put out, that first game that they played, I said, look at Carson. Carson then got up here. He got a whole change of attitude. He was emotional after they won that game. I was so happy for him. I'm like, because I felt like in the playoffs when he was at Georgia, they said he got hurt. I still don't feel like that was necessarily the case. Maybe it was something that was tweaked, but I felt like that was a coaching. I felt Kirby Smart was like, bro, have a seat, which is one reason why I love Kirby Smart so much. And that's one thing that Ryan Day needs to take from Kirby Smart and coaches like him. If you cannot get the job done, you got to sit down. You can't do this. So he sat up there and lost the playoff game, go to Miami the first couple of games, balling out.
Right.
And then what did he do? Oh, Carson Beck from Georgia came right on back swiftly, real fast. 4 interceptions in a game. Yeah. Come on. That's not a good quarterback. I don't care what you say. That's not a good quarterback. Against Louisville, no shade.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this much: Louisville is not a terrible team.
No, they're not.
They're not a terrible team, but I've seen better Louisville teams.
And the expectation around this, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They should not have lost that game the way that they did. They shouldn't. And it was, I blame Carson Beck. That's who I blame. You're not going to win a game throwing 4 interceptions.
Right.
So he in this last game, he was good for short passes and he was good for a little bit of scrambling, and they relied on that running game. And that's how they won the game. That's the major. If he would have really been putting it up in the air, come on. Like if you look at the stats, the stats tell us a crazy story because Julian passed for like 300 and something, even with the pressure. Y'all, not too much on Julian saying. Not too much on Julian saying. He passed for 300 and some yards. Carson Beck passed for like 100 and some yards.
Right,
but it was because they managed him the way that they needed to manage him to win that game. And I can't do anything but give them their kudos for it. Like they did that. That's how you win games. That's how you win playoff games. That's how you win big games. When you have when you have a quarterback that has certain strengths, or in his case, don't have certain strengths that he should have as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. You got to know how to manage that. You got to know how to manage that. And they did. They did an excellent job with it.
Well, part of that, too, is understanding how Ohio State was playing him. So, he couldn't take big shots down the field. So, in many cases, you got to take what the defense gives you. Also, you have to say, okay, well, if they're pushing back, then we're going to run it and see if they can get them to creep up. But more likely, they're kind of I would assume they're playing like a little mix of zone and
Well,
maybe a
what
little
they
bit of
did,
man.
where we messed up at was after realizing that Carson Beck was not throwing downfield,
Mm-hmm.
they were still lined up way too far off the line. Like
So
he's
they didn't
not
creep
throwing
up.
back there.
They didn't creep up, right? So they had like maybe they played maybe 3 down linemen and push everybody back in coverage, which is crazy. You should at least put 6 or 7 in the box and try to put hat on the hat and stop the run.
It was not a good. I
Mm,
don't know. I don't know what Matt Patricia was thinking. To be honest, I
mm.
don't know. Nah, that's and I love me some Matty Patty. But I don't know what that's what I call him. Matty Patty, what I call him. But I don't know what I don't know what got into them. And I tell people too all the time, like I don't do the excuses. I don't care.
Mhm.
We were off 3 weeks. Guess what? We're off 8 months during the off season. Like I those types of things I don't really want to hear. Yeah, we had big distraction with Brian Hartline leaving. Um, Huge distraction. But I don't want to use any of that as an excuse. I won't.
Mhm.
We went in there. We should have won that game. And we didn't because Miami played better than us. And that's just the end of it.
Do you feel like Brian Hartline was at that last game, knowing that he was, whenever their run ended, he was on his way to South Florida, right? Do you
Mm-hmm.
think it would have just been better for him to not be there if Ryan Day was going to call the plays? And do you think Ryan Day calling the plays made a difference in this?
So after the Indiana game, that's when Brian Hartline, that's when all of the news about Brian Hartline came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, or was it right before? It might have been right before. But I felt like as soon as it came out, he probably should have just left.
Mm.
Because next thing you know, right after the loss, that's what it was. That he it the news came out before the game, but right after the loss, the next day, he was on a private jet. Hey, whatever their names is, South Florida, whoever. I'm on my way. I'm excited, and I'm excited for him. I think he's going to make a great head coach. Like I
Yes.
think he's going to that he's gonna like he's a great recruiter. He's gonna get some of the best people down there. Like somebody from Ohio State just left to go down there. Like he's going to be a great coach. But I think that he should have just left after that. Like after he announced. And again, it all goes back to why can't they keep these things under wraps until the end of the season? Um, Everybody, I won't say everybody, but a lot of people hates the play caller in Ryan Day. But all I think about when I think about Ryan Day calling plays, I think about the game against Georgia. And he called a damn good game. I don't care what nobody say. There's nothing that you could tell me. Ryan Day called an excellent game against, and that's why the game was so doggone good. CJ
Mm.
Stroud played the best game of his career that game. And it was good all the way around. So when I think of Ryan Day as a play caller, that's what I think about. Now I know that he might have had a hand in maybe the Michigan loss last year, whatever, what have you. But I also think that Ryan Day makes a better head coach when all he has to do is manage. We need an offensive coordinator. It's I don't feel like he's a bad play caller, but I feel like it's a distraction away from all of the things that he should be doing as a head coach.
Right. And I've always said that you talk about, Jimbo Fisher wouldn't give it up at Texas A&M. Sarkeesian still calls plays at Texas. I really feel like coaches should not be calling. Head coaches should be managing the game, checking in with
Mm-hmm.
their coordinators, making decisions. They shouldn't be calling plays and trying to manage the game. I think it's a terrible idea. I've always felt that way
Mm-hmm.
because
And they have a say in stuff. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
of
It's not
course.
like if they say do this, it's not like they're gonna say no. So you know what I mean? Like
Right.
no, but yeah, I don't. We need a good offensive coordinator. We do.
Yeah, and that's just it. Like I said, I feel like I feel like whoever they're gonna get, it's gonna be somebody that either is up and coming who's good, or there may be the only person who's coming to mind who's unemployed right now is Riley Garrett, because he just got let go at I'm sorry, Garrett Riley. Damn, sorry.
Garrett Riley, yeah.
Garrett Riley's got let go at Clemson, and they brought back Chad Morris at Clemson as their OC. So that's the only big name that's out there. But other than that, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who Ohio State. I'd be interested to know who would they be interested in to bring in for OC.
Yeah, and they brought in, gosh, I can't even remember the guy's name. For the wide receivers coach. Oh gosh, it's a black guy too. I cannot remember his name right now. Of course, the fans mad about that. Oh, that's a terrible hire. Why don't we just wait to see how it plays out?
Well, everybody likes to Monday morning quarterback it before and after. I mean, the afterward is just, well, 2020 is always, clear. Vision is always 2020 after the fact. But before the fact, everybody wants the Monday morning quarterback before, which is absolutely crazy. So you're a huge football fan. So are you just strictly a football fan in general? I know you say you're a Cowboys fan, you're an Ohio State fan. Are there other sports that you are as passionate about, or is it just football?
There are no other sports that I'm as passionate about when it comes to sports. I used to really love basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I used to look like I was a Lakers fan. I loved basketball, but it was like at some point I felt like there and I think and it's probably different now. It is. I think it's evolved back to kind of a little bit of what it used to be, but I felt like there was no skill. I felt like there was a period where all they did was dunk. Do you remember that? It was
yes.
And I was over it. It just wasn't. So when it comes to basketball, I primarily watch March Madness and I watch the playoffs. And it's always exciting. And after watching the damn Olympics, that was just insane.
Yeah.
The women and the men. It was just insane. Like,
so good.
I mean, oh God, it was so good. So that I did go to an Atlanta Dream basketball game, and that was fun. So I plan on doing that again. Like, I've been trying to figure out, because I'm like, maybe I could just get into women's basketball. Let me give me a team, figure it out and get into women's basketball. So I think that they're supposed to be getting like maybe a Cleveland team or something like that, because I'm always trying to get the home team. But it's been in talks that they're trying to get a team in Ohio or whatever. But yeah, so that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So, but football is definitely my jam. Like I said, I watch the UFL. I watch all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Canadian football? I don't know. I
mean,
it's his own. I used to watch it as a kid. It sort of didn't make sense to me, and I've never really picked it back up. It's
literally an in-passing thing with the Canadian football. But the UFL is fun. Now, I don't know if you remember the XFL when it first came out, the first version of it.
I do. I'm old enough to remember the first version of USFL.
See,
the first version of USFL. So,
but XFL was with He Hate Me.
Yes.
So it was different and it was exciting. Arena football. I've actually been to an arena football.
I have too.
Game.
Mm-hmm.
Lit, especially in person. Now that's something that you got to go see in person.
You do.
It's crazy.
It's very fun.
Little bitty field, all that.
It's like you kick the ball, it bounces off the net, it comes down, and you start running, going, "What is happening right now?" Yeah,
right. So, but it's fun. It was a fun thing to watch. So yeah, but I'm mainly football.
Yeah, my team I used to love the Philadelphia Stars, but then I remember, was it the New Jersey Generals? Herschel Walker played for them, and I think the Stars and the Generals were rivals, and every time, it was like Herschel Walker, I'm going, oh, I can't stand watch this motherfucker coming,
So, yeah, that might be where he got the rest of that CTE at.
Listen, no, that CTR or whatever he got, all that. So yeah. So how do you plan to spend the offseason? I mean, no, Ohio State's done. I mean, the Cowboys, why won't Jerry Jones just figure this out? It's bro, you're the problem.
He has figured it out and he knows. Did you watch the documentary? His
No,
documentary on
I have
Netflix?
not. I have not watched it.
Okay. You ain't gotta be a Cowboy fan to enjoy that. It
Oh no, I know.
is,
Yeah.
oh my God. Listening to them tell their stories, like Emmett was in it, Troy, Playmaker, all of them were in it. Like listening to them tell their stories. Jimmy, the
Mm-hmm.
feud between him and Jimmy, I didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
it was that bad. I didn't know it was that bad. You have to watch it. But in watching that, I know he knows he's a problem. And he basically, he's he basically in so many words was just like until till the day I die. Like he's not letting it go. And I feel like he's gonna live forever at this point. Like it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Even his kids, they're just like, you know what I mean? Like they know,
Give it,
everybody knows.
Billy, come, give it to me. I'll take it. I'll take it. Like, Jesus.
So I don't know. Off season. So right now I am so one thing about me, it's so crazy that I'm a college football fan because this does not mix. I have like anxiety and I get overstimulated so fast when it's too much going on.
Okay.
So like right now with the whole transfer portal thing, like I can't keep up. It's just too much going on. But there's one thing that I want to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a story about a guy who went to do a visit at Georgia once. This was some years ago. And he got there, and him and his granddad met with Kirby Smart. And his granddad was basically like, this the best you gonna get. Like you had who what is somebody that's actually like they went somewhere else and played and they played in the pros. I can't remember who it was. But Kirby Smart, he said, Kirby Smart looked my grandfather dead in the eye and said, we're gonna be a physical great team whether your grandson comes here or not. Like I can go out right now and get somebody 10 times better than him. This is the attitude that I need these coaches to take, not the not bidding for these kids, not go trying to get them to go to the highest bidder, because as much as I love the fact that they are getting paid now, I did a whole video about the Maurice Claret thing. I'm not going to piss myself off talking about it, but just think about it. Had they been getting something to live off of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so, and when I think about them getting paid, that's initially what I'm thinking of. They're getting enough money to live off of and have a little something, whatever on the side. I never really thought that it would be like millions. I never thought that, but I'm not mad at it. But the other side of that is if you're trying to just outbid people, you have to question the player at some point. Look at the whole like Nico.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
you have to question, are you trying to come here and play football? Are you trying to come to a great team to get developed to make it to the league? Or are you trying to just get these couple of $1 million now and the rest is just up in the air, don't really matter? I feel like you have to ask these questions. I think about Bryce Underwood.
Mm-hmm.
I hate everything about that team. However, I look at Bryce Underwood and I'm thinking to myself the whole season, I'm like, Bryce gonna leave. I said, Bryce is going to leave that team. Like, he wants to win, But towards the end of the season, like them last few games, it's like he just showed up. He was
Mm,
not playing to his potential, even against Ohio State. Bryce was not playing to his potential, and I feel like he's he's from Detroit, so he's still at home. It's like he got his, what was it, 12, 13 million, whatever it was.
mm,
He was like the highest paid, and he's chilling. He's
mm.
chilling. It's not too much that he has to do. Whereas if I would have thought about a different quarterback, like anybody, they probably
Mm.
would have been like, man, y'all got all this BS going on. Still at doing all this, that, and other, from the cheating, and Sharon was supposed to be suspended for a game next year. He can't even do that because they kicked him out because he's doing the most. Like, these are all of the things that I would have been thinking in my head as a
Mm.
player, not even as a quarterback. Like, I got to
Right,
get out of Dodge. I
right.
can't do. It's gonna take them some time to
Mm-hmm.
rebuild that program. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Even if they come next season and they have like a winning season that nobody thought that they would have, they still have so many things to feel. They have to rebuild. And I have told people time and time again, I want them to be competitive. Now, I'm not gonna
Mm.
lie, every once in a while we get that 50-60 burger on them, and I'm happy about that. But honestly, it's a much better game when they're competitive. You know
Yes,
what I'm
yes, yes,
saying?
yes.
So,
Hmm.
and I am for the players. I want them to do well. Like, I hate Tom Brady, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He done won 7 dang on that championship, Super Bowls. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, and
Hmm.
I'm happy for him for that. He went to Michigan, but I hate that part of it. But it is what it is. So I'm all about the players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the
Hmm.
players. I just feel like they are the ones getting the short end of the stick. So right now, it's like I'm monitoring the portal. I'm looking at all of the stuff that's going on. I feel like I kind of want to wait until it dies down a little bit before I actually talk about it. And then I'm going to be talking about college football year round. My whole thing in the off season is going to be different things that have happened over the years. So it'll be like history type stuff. It'll be, spotlighting certain players. Um, and for the people, because I've had like some women come to me and be like, man, I really want to get into college football, but man, it just, I'm like, look, I got you. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna talk about NIL. I'm gonna talk about, like about what these things are, and why, what they're doing in college football, and why they matter, and whether or not I feel like they are, these things it's messing up college football, which I don't. Talk about how the college playoffs work, how it was when we had BCS, like how, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to incorporate all of those types of things in the off season to
Nice.
kind of keep the ball rolling and keep people interested, and then come back with a bang. I plan on going to a lot more games. I really want to go to the Big Ten Media Day. But also, like, I'm gonna go to like Kennesaw State. I'm gonna go to a Kennesaw State game. Like, it's not gonna be just Ohio State. And the one game that promise you, I promise you, I'm going to be at the Pop Tart Bowl. I'm there.
Oh yeah, Pop Top Bar. That's dope.
I'm in that
That's so
thing.
cool. That's so cool.
I'm in there.
So
I'm
cool.
in there.
So with the transfer portal, what I've learned is simply this: don't try to track it.
Right. That's what I said. I gotta
Right.
wait for that to. It's too much.
Because it's like what you got. I what midday on January 2nd when it opened, there was roughly about 4,000 players in. It's probably about
Yeah.
6 or 7,000 players in there now, which sounds absolutely insane. Um, I just try to, when I talk about it, I try to hit, the major guys, or if some program gets somebody big.
Mm-hmm.
But with NIL, I'm 100% for these players, name, image, and likeness. I'm 100% for it. I feel like the problem here is the intent of NIL has gotten out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And initially when we started this, it was all about Congress, and we know at the time the government was and still is a hot mess. So now the NCAA was supposed to do something about it. So Charlie Baker, he ain't doing squat. He's up here talking
You
about
can't
something.
count on the NCAA to do squat.
Charlie Baker's talking about something. Well, why don't we expand the NCAA basketball tournament to 80 teams? I'm like, no, 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 sir. You're focused on the wrong things right now. Now a number of coaches like Saban, some other coaches have talked about having a commissioner of college football, which I totally agree with. They need somebody to rein this crap in
Yes.
because, to your point, yeah, I'm gonna walk in as a player, be like, yeah, this cool. Let me get that. Let me get that $10 million check. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on, player. Um, there's 6,999 of more of you. We can go get somebody who ain't trying to gank us for
Chris
$12 million.
Henry Jr. came into all that's what I'm hearing in the background. Chris Henry Jr. He didn't commit until the very end. I'm hearing he was trying to get paid more than Jeremiah Smith. You ain't even did nothing, bro. I'm glad that you here. I know you a beast. I know everything is everything.
Right.
But y'all gotta do something first. Like, come on. This is not you going to the NFL where they have seen you play 3 years, three solid years of college ball. We have seen you play high school against high school teams.
Right.
I don't want to, you know what I mean? It's just it's ridiculous. It is. They need a cap. They need some sort of cap. Like
Yes.
they need big time regulation.
Yeah, they definitely something. I'm not mad at. Okay, I'm gonna sell my jersey in the bookstore, get some money. Cool. Hey, somebody comes to me. Hey, man, why don't you come down to my car lot? You can do a commercial. We can work out a little something. I pay you some money. I get you a car. I'm good with that. But this whole, I got this guy over here who's a big time donor. He owns all this stuff. He's willing to put up $40 million. You take that $40 million, you dole out how you want.
That's what
Let's.
they did for Bryce. That's how Bryce got to Michigan.
Mm,
That was all from one specific donor. They ain't never said who it was, but that's
mm.
exactly how it happened. And you just sat up here and wasted that young man's first year. Waste.
Right. It'd be part of it is his coach couldn't keep it together, but that's a
Yeah.
whole nother story. Where how we say just messy, just absolutely
Messy.
freaking messy. All right, I got one more thing here, and we're going to have a first on this podcast. So if you listen to the podcast, during college football season, I go week to week. I find games I love. I pick some good games. I pick rivalry games. I'm gonna make you our first guest picker on the podcast. How about that?
Ooh, okay.
So we're gonna pick the CFP semifinals here. Okay. So and that's another reason I wanted to have you on tonight because I'm gonna edit this thing tomorrow and we're gonna play this thing out here on Wednesday. So we'll start Thursday night. So that is what the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, ESPN 730 from Glendale, 12-2 Miami, 10 seed versus 13-1 Ole Miss, 6 seed. Miami are 3.5 point favorites. So based on what you've seen, what do you think? Who you got in this one?
I think I don't know if they can stop Trinidad. I just don't think they can. I think he is going to be the game changer in all
Mm-hmm.
of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because after we played Miami, it was clear that if you're standing still, we own you. It is, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're not scared, I don't think that they're gonna be able to really play up to his level. So I'm going to pick Ole Miss, and a part of that too. One thing that I said about all of these games, everybody has a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a storyline. So
Okay.
you have Miami, who is going to be the U is back playing at home in Miami. If they just so happen to go and win it all, I mean, it's a
Mm-hmm.
great storyline.
Yes.
But then you have Ole Miss, who just went through the messiest drama that
Mm-hmm.
drama could bring.
Mm-hmm.
and still ended up where they are and are they are playing good football. Like they are playing great football right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, and they defense ain't bad. They defense ain't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just think that they have the chip. I think that, and don't get me wrong, I do feel like it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to choose, I think it's gonna be University of Mississippi.
Yeah, Pete Golding's defenses have always been good, always. And now that he's the head man, obviously he's got a he said, I think in a interview, he said, I got to remember, I got to dip my head, I got to go talk to the offensive coordinator, I got to talk to special
Yeah,
teams,
yeah.
but defense is gonna be my thing. Okay, always had good defenses. Remember, he was on Miami, he was on Alabama staff. Um, Miami, that defense, I tell you, Bain and Mesidor sounds like a law firm.
It
Okay.
does.
Those two guys are nasty. Okay.
Very.
And they really cause a lot of havoc. Now, the offense, going back to what you were saying earlier, yeah, Beck, but they got skilled guys. If he can get them the football, this might be interesting. I feel like they're going to scheme in a way to possibly maybe not necessarily throw Trinidad at all, but they're going to get at him. They got to spy
Oh,
him. They got to keep him in
absolutely.
the pocket. I mean, I'm liking Miami. I agree. I think this is kind of a coin flip game. I'm going to take Miami. I think it'll still be a close game. I think
It
three
is, and I
points.
think it's so much more of an offensive game. I think it's going to be with them. It's just because they, I don't even know. It's just they're playing so good. Like I don't know.
I know. But
They are playing.
that comeback in the Sugar Bowl. I mean, all they did was they weren't doing anything bad from a execution standpoint. They were just not doing the little things. They were messing up. They were
Mhm.
fumbling the football. They were turning the ball over. Once they fixed that, they were on fire.
If they can shut down the run for Miami, because again, they're gonna come back and do the exact same thing that they did with Carson Beck. He's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
throwing slants. He's gonna be, these
Mm-hmm.
very short over the middle passes. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he's not gonna throw too many balls downfield. They might
No.
try it out a couple of times like they did with us, but he's not gonna throw too many deep balls. If they could shut down the run, they will win the game.
Okay. Okay. So the key is shutting down the run, which yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay. Then we go Friday night from Atlanta. Oh, they're in your town, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Fifth seeded Oregon 13-1 versus top seed Indiana at 14-0. Indiana are 4-point favorites. So remember, Indiana, no team in the modern era has won 16 games. So Indiana's on a mission not just to win a national title, but to win 16 games, become the first to do that. What do you think?
So they both have storylines, right?
Yes.
Oregon is the we finally did it. We finally did it. We finally did it. That's their whole thing. It's just like because they've been getting to the playoffs. Like
Right. They just can't get very far.
it's
Right.
like dad is like, we finally did it. That's
Uh,
theirs. But that Indiana storyline is
mm,
unbeatable. It's
mm,
unbeatable. And them boys are hungry. Them
mm,
boys are so ready. Like they are such a complete team.
mm.
Um, and Kurt Signetti, like I know last year he was talking about Google me and we got them up out the paint. But this
I
year,
know,
Google
right?
him for real this year. Google him for real this year.
Signetti is a football psycho. He is a
He's
football psycho.
crazy. He's nuts. He's nuts. But I can't say that I don't like him. Like I like his kind of what do you want to call it? His kind of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
He's earned it. He's earned it, and it just is what it is. I am definitely picking Indiana.
Okay. Dan Lanning. I am a
He's a
middle-aged black
nut.
man, but I would run through a wall for that man. He is just like
He's a
intense as
nutcase.
hell. He is.
He
I mean,
is.
Yeah.
He's a nutcase for real.
I feel like so in kind of thinking about this game, for me, kind of a coin flip. I think it'll be high scoring. I think it'll be close, but I'm with you. I like Indiana in this one as well. I think the team that holds onto the ball wins. Special teams might come to play here, punt, kickoff, something. But I feel like this something other than offense, defense is going to win this game. But I'm with you. I like Indiana as well. I think Indiana is definitely a much more complete team. But Oregon, defensively, they get after you defensively. They really do. That's one thing about Texas Tech. They slammed the door on Texas Tech. That was just crazy. They could not do anything against that defense.
I feel like JMU would have been a better pick to play Oregon. I'm dead ass too. Like I just think they would have been went for a better game, would have played for a better game. But also I think one of the difference makers in this game is going to be coaching.
Mm,
And I am that person that I don't like people to always blame the coaches because I feel like you need to execute.
mm-hmm.
Because like I said, everybody's trying to fire Ryan Day, but what exactly were they doing down there? You see what I'm saying? What exactly
Mm-hmm.
were they doing?
Right.
Anything? So, I know that play calling is, essential. I know you need to know what plays to call and all this and the other, but it doesn't matter if you call the perfect play if you don't execute.
Execute. Right.
So I think that and they're both great coaches. I mean, Dan Lanning is not a bad coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think Indiana gonna pull it off. I just think, if there's a script writer out there,
There may be. I don't know.
if there's a script writer out there, Indiana going all the way.
Okay.
They you can't not. Come on, y'all they have to. And honestly that's who I would like. I would want to see Indiana or I would want to see Mississippi, one or
Oh,
the
yes.
other.
Right, right, right.
But
Okay.
Indiana primarily, like, and I'm not like that do it for the Big Ten. Like I'm not that person because it's Ohio State or nobody to me. But
Right.
right now,
Mm-hmm.
since everybody had a lot to say, I talk back.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and do it for the Big Ten. Why not?
Right. But like I said, Indiana, my goodness, like I said, again, I
Man.
do not think I've seen a team this dominant. And then, of course, here's Indiana. Indiana's a basketball school. They're now more known for football than they are for basketball. When's the last time the basketball team did anything? I mean, no shots, but come on.
I
Kurt
mean,
Signetti has turned this into a football school.
he has, and he's done a great job, and they're going to be good for years to come. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is not the end of Indiana being in the playoffs. It's
Nope,
not.
not at all. So if this thing plays out, you have Indiana, Ole Miss. I have Indiana, Miami. So we're gonna we're gonna split somehow. I don't know when or where, but we
Yeah.
we, we kind of got it that way. All right. I real quick one last thing. I when talking about the Mac, I remember there's it's a podcast called Sickos Committee, and I think it's called Sickos Committee, and they watch all sorts of football, and
It
they
sounds
did this
familiar.
thing where they talked about the Mac, but they had this thing called the Macoon, and I think they said his slogan was you wouldn't survive a winter in Ypsilanti. I'm going, wow, that's crazy. I actually thought about buying that shirt. That looks so cool, but I really but that is Mac football in a nutshell. So I thought that was cool. I
In
just
a
remembered that.
nutshell, it's just they are. Listen, the Mac is where it's at. It was there was a. Let me see if I can just find it really, really quick. Let's see here. Because I posted it on my Instagram. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see if I can find it. It's a comment that was so doggone funny. Oh my god, was it on my Instagram? Oh, I can't find it. But it had to do with the Mac. It was something that had to do with the Mac, and it was so funny. I cannot even remember. Like they're like, you guys are talking about basically like you guys are talking about the all these people in the playoffs, but and then they started talking about all the stuff that was that be going on in the back, like somebody is doing this and that in Toledo. It was just
I
so
think I
what
saw
I'm
that.
talking
I think
about.
I saw that. I think I saw something like that. Somebody go, yeah, while over here in
You're right.
Ypsilanti, and yeah, I think I did see
It
that.
was so funny. I mean, I laugh every single time. I think it's on my TikTok. I laugh every single time. And it's been out for like 2 years or something. It's like, here it is.
It was something
It says
to the effect like, you think you guys got drama? No, let me show you what we got. Something to that effect.
it says, congrats on your 5-star recruits and $100 million facilities, SEC fans. Meanwhile, the MAC is out here playing real football in front of 14 people in a raccoon on a Tuesday night during a blizzard.
That's
You
it. That's it.
Yep, you ever seen a punter throw a touchdown to a long snapper while the scoreboards are on fire? Didn't think so. While y'all are busy arguing over which frat funded dynasty is slightly less fraudulent, Toledo's cooking up a triple reverse flea flicker, a flea flicker in a game that ends 43-42 after 6 missed PATs and a goal post gets stolen. That's not football. That's action. You
That's
would
it.
survive one quarter in Ypsilanti. That's what
That's
we're
it.
talking
That's
about.
it. That's it. You was survive a quarter of it. Yeah, that's it. That is it.
And
I
they
love that.
not lying. Like it's that type of crazy. It's that type of entertaining. You know what I mean? It might not
All
be
right.
that extreme, but it's so entertaining to watch those guys.
And if you don't love that, you do not love football. Period.
Pack it
Point
up.
blank.
Pack it up.
All right. Autumn, this is great. I appreciate you coming on. I will give you the last word here.
Well, thanks again for having me. I am Autumn the Aries. You can find me just about anywhere at Autumn the Aries. My college football series is called As a Fan of College Football. And it's basically where I speak through the eyes and emotions of a fan. And I think most people will like it. It's not too intimidating. We're not talking a whole lot of taking a whole lot of deep dives or anything. Like opinions are welcome. Just be respectful, and that's really that on that. I look forward to continuing my series. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see me. At like I said, maybe like media days. I'm really focused on trying to grow my channels so that I can start to get these type of access. Like I'm really, really, really serious about it. So hopefully you guys will be able to see more of me.
All right. Well, I'll put your socials in the show notes as well as what you said here at the end. But again, appreciate you coming through. This is a great, great conversation. Had a whole lot of fun, and we'll see how the games go Thursday, Friday, and then we'll be looking at the CAP championship very soon, and we're going to crown another champion. But until I talk to you all again, I appreciate you as always listening, and we got more to come here in season 7, but we're off to a flying start. And as always, I'll always tell you, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe, get, do what you got to do.
Do all of the things.
Yeah, you know what to do to make sure you know when the podcast comes out. But as I always tell you, take care of yourself, take care of each other, drink your water, and mind the business that pays you. Peace.